Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the organization concept in the subject of business organization for the BCom first semester students. Today we are starting this particular unit 3. As we have already heard the word organization in a much better way. It has become a common word in parlance. Most of the times we use the word in the sense of a noun, as an entity, as a unit, as a concern, as an establishment. We use it as a noun. On the other hand, we use the word organization as a verb also, by way of referring the word organization as a process of doing a thing or conducting an action or an activity or occurring of a particular situation. In such a manner, we use both the ways the same word organization, sometimes as a noun and sometimes as a verb. Now, to the perspective of business management, we use the word organization again in two ways. In the case of business organization, we use it organization as a noun. Apart from that, in business management, we use the word organization as a verb. In this particular subject of unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, now we'll go for the learning of the subject as the way the business organization is being organized. In such a context, we will be going to use this particular concept. Now, we will go for what is organization actually. There is a famous definition given under the Kunz and O'Donnell concept. A person has given, an eminent scholar in the arena of management has given the definition for the organization. According to Kunz and O'Donnell, organization involves the grouping of activities necessary to accomplish goals and plans, the assignment of these activities to appropriate departments, and the provision of authority, delegation, and coordination. If you critically you observe this definition, you will come to a conclusion. This definition has been given from the perspective of business management, where several actions and activities have been denoted as a part and parcel of the function. That is what? Organization. If you observe this definition, you will learn about organization involves the grouping of activities necessary to accomplish the goals and plans of the organization or the business entity or the business establishment. As far as if we observe every organization, maybe it is a business organization or any organization, will have certain objectives, will have a vision, will have a mission, will have certain goals and targets from time to time. So during the course of that, they will define plans for that, and accordingly they start bifurcating the actions and activities in a sequential or a chronological order and in a relation to each other. When once all these being supposed to be done in a coordinated manner, by using the resources, particularly the human resources, at different levels of the organization in a hierarchical manner, that is being denoted as organization. So, as a overall way, we can define that organization involves division of work among people whose efforts must be coordinated to achieve specific objectives and to get out or the achievement of or the realization of the predetermined objectives through well-established strategies. See, generally the ultimate objective of organization is to realize the goals and objectives of the organization as per the plans which are devised for achieving the goals and objectives. Through whom? By the men or the human resources in the shape of dividing and subdividing the actions and activities as per the necessity of conducting of the procedures, processes and functions of the organization from time to time. So in such a way, we can come to a conclusion that organization has some particular ingredients. What are those ingredients? The function of organization involves people at different levels of management, and every person at a particular level of management has been delegated some authority and responsibility and made them to a certain extent or to a possible extent accountable to their work and given them the way it is to be done in the shape of the procedures, rules, regulations and norms, and a overall coordination of all the people at all the levels with the given attributes to each of them in putting together is denoted as coordination, and that coordination is essential for the function of organization. Now we will go for the division of work. In the case of the organization, the division of work is essential because when we are organizing the function, organizing the actions and activities, we need the various resources, not only the non-living resources, apart from that we have the human resources. So the human resources are supposed to be divided to what their needs are there, to what extent their works are required, and to what extent their activities are supposed to be observed or done during the course of their action or activity during the organizational functioning. So the work is being divided amicably as per the skill sets, as per the experiences, as per the exposure and as per the demands of the organization from time to time. So when once the division of work is there, automatically it is a part of the organization. So without the division of work, organization is not possible. So it is one of the prominent characteristic or feature of the organization. The second one is coordination. When once the people have been divided the work and asked them to do it well, then there is a need of coordinating, because there are not a single person, there are more persons at more levels with more distinctive nature of doing the things. So hence there is a need of coordinating of all those persons' works at different levels from time to time. Henceforth, there is an essentiality of coordination. So with the coordinating, what is required? With the coordination, the work will be completed, the operating efficiencies will inculcate and they also increase, and automatically there is a possibility of realizing the goals of the organization. The coordinated efforts are the main intricating point here, for which the structure of the organization or the organizational structure is responsible. Next one, the plurality of persons. As I said, in every organization is an association of people. Organization is an association of people, structure and technology. There is a saying in the subject of organizational behavior in the management literature. So in the case of the organization, they defined organization as a PST, triangle PST. P for people, S for structure, and T for technology. The coordination between and among all these three putting together is called as organization. Putting together is organization. So when once there are people, they need to be coordinated as per the structure, as per the requirements of functioning the technology for which it is given to function. Henceforth, there are so many number of people, and when once there are so many number of people, they have been organized in a structural manner, which is denoted as organizational structure. Next one, the common objectives. Without objectives, there is no organization. Henceforth, objectives are essential because the objects are the ends where they need to be reached or arrived at the end of their action of activity. So henceforth, objectives are supposed to be realized. Next one is well-defined authority and responsibility. All the employees, all the human resources, all the people of the organization who have been put at different levels of the organization into different given authority and responsibility. Without authority, people may not be in a position to endure their responsibility. If there is only responsibility and there is no authority, sometimes when they go for doing the things in a grouped manner, there may be a problem also. Henceforth, at every point of action, people are being some authority and some responsibility. And when once these two are being combinedly given, the question of dilemma should not arise. When once the question of dilemma should not arise, it is essential to put to the extent of the conduction of the job, action and activity or the work, to what extent the authority is required, to what extent the responsibility is to be provided. Henceforth, there should be a requirement of well-defined authority and responsibility. Right. Apart from that, the next feature is structure of relationship. Here, what is the structure actually? So, how one person is related to another person, and how one person is responsible to other person, and how the communication between and among the people in the organizational structure should flow in. Sometimes from top to bottom, sometimes from bottom to top, sometimes vertically, horizontally. Like that, there is a need of structuring the relationship by way of the flow of the communication is concerned. And these relationships will define who will be responsible to whom, who will be coming under whom, and who will be accountable to whom. Like that, that type of relationship is supposed to be defined with the help of the organizational structure. The next feature is machine of management. Organization itself is a part of the managerial process. Henceforth, organizational structure has become a technological point because it itself controls the total activities of the organization as a mechanical mechanical advantage. Henceforth, the structure of the organization, if it is good, it will go for the smooth functioning of the entire mechanism and machinery of the organization. Henceforth, the organization is called as a machine of management. It is going to manage the things in a mechanical way, in a by default way, in a already in a prescribed way. Henceforth, it is a systematic way of doing the things. That is what we denote here as a machine of management. And the last point is organization is an universal process. You cannot particularly say that the function of organization is going to be in this particular area only. No. In every norms of life, in every walks of life, wherever there is a need of managing the things, there is a need of organizing. So without organization, without organizing function, nothing will be happened. Maybe in your personal life, maybe in the social life, maybe in the administrative process, maybe in the managerial processes. Henceforth, my organization is denoted as an universal process. So, okay, students, you might have well understood what is organization, what are the features of organization, what are the various intricating elements within the context of the organization. We will go for a detailed way of discussion in the next class. Thank you very much.